This summer, Democrats and Republicans came together in a unanimous effort to tackle the housing crisis. So what does this landmark bipartisan legislation actually mean for housing? Let's break it down. The 21st Century ROAD to Housing Act represents the most significant federal housing legislation in more than a decade and a major step toward addressing the nation's growing housing affordability crisis. The legislation includes more than 50 provisions designed to increase housing supply, reduce regulatory barriers, modernize federal housing supply programs, and strengthen coordination across the housing system. Habitat for Humanity helped inform and advance many of the provisions included in the final package. Their input helped ensure the legislation reflects real-world housing challenges and supports practical solutions that expand access to homeownership. Let's take a look at some of the key elements. One of the root causes of today's housing affordability crisis is the shortage of available homes. The ROAD to Housing Act recognizes that affordability depends on increasing supply and includes reforms that helps communities build homes faster and more efficiently, preserve and improve existing housing, expand pathways to homeownership, reduce unnecessary barriers to housing development, and increase investment in affordable housing. Let's look at some key provisions. The legislation directs the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, to identify and share best practices for local housing and land use policies. This effort encourages communities to adopt locally tailored reforms that reduce barriers to housing development and make it easier to build the homes people need. The package also includes the Whole Home Repairs Act. This provision authorizes a 5-year pilot program that would include grants and forgivable loans to low-income homeowners for critical repairs, accessibility improvements, and health and safety upgrades. By helping homeowners maintain their properties, this program supports housing stability and preserves existing affordable housing. This legislation expands eligible uses of the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG funding. While Habitat affiliates frequently use this resource for repairs and infrastructure projects, this change would allow greater use of funds for new housing construction. That means more opportunities to increase the supply of affordable homes in communities across the country. The Act also creates competitive grants for states, local governments, and tribal communities. These grants can be used to develop housing plans and implement regulatory reforms that reduce barriers to affordable housing construction and expand housing opportunities. The legislation authorizes up to $1 billion over 5 years in flexible, competitive grants for communities that have taken meaningful steps to increase housing supply. This creates a strong incentive for local governments to adopt policies that make housing development easier, faster, and more affordable while providing new resources to support housing and infrastructure investments. The legislation also modernizes the Home Investment Partnerships Program, one of the most widely used federal housing programs in the country. Habitat for Humanity affiliates use home funding to rebuild, rehabilitate, and repair affordable homes nationwide. Updates to the program are intended to improve flexibility and effectiveness, helping communities meet growing housing needs. The 21st Century ROAD to Housing Act reflects a broad bipartisan recognition that the nation must address housing affordability through increased supply, stronger housing programs, and smarter local policies. While no single bill can solve the housing crisis on its own, this legislation represents a significant step towards expanding homeownership opportunities, preserving affordable housing, and helping more families achieve the American dream. For Habitat for Humanity and its partners, the ROAD to Housing Act is an important milestone in the ongoing effort to ensure everyone has access to a safe, decent, and an affordable place to call home.